Rob Thomas, thank you
How's
so
it
much
going?
for taking the time today. Oh my goodness.
Hold on one second. I'm just checking out all the in the background there.
Oh, you see my baby? Are you seeing my baby Taylor on the wall?
Oh, that's so beautiful. I have one over here too.
Stop it.
Yeah, I love my baby Taylor.
I thought I was the only one that did that. I'm
Oh,
always like
actually,
peeking
no.
at
You know
like,
what? I have a baby Martin.
oh, what are you
But
doing with a baby Martin? You're like a full grown man. I am like a short human that needs a tiny guitar.
it's the best traveling guitar. The other day, I had a writing session, but then I had an emergency. Take my wife to a doctor appointment, so I sat out in the parking lot in the car with my little baby Martin on the writing session, like writing the song in the car.
I know that they're very portable and it's so light too, which is just
You know, I got
incredible.
mine from remember Anna Nalick? She had
Yes,
that
I
song
do
"Believe."
actually. Wait,
Yeah,
what was that song?
she
I'm
gave
trying.
me my Martin at the end of a tour as a gift.
Oh, that's so
Isn't that
nice.
nice?
I can't believe I'm talking to you right now, by the way. I'm sorry I'm fangirling. I'm not supposed to do that, but
Oh, you're
it's
sweet.
funny. No, because I feel like your music, I've been in radio, I don't want to say how long, but like every every benchmark I've had, every like big major life moment, whether it was starting in radio in 1999 or like moving to my first radio job in like 2004, there's always been like a big Matchbox 20 hit or Rob Thomas hit that like followed along with me. And I feel like a lot of people
Oh,
can
that's
feel the same
sweet.
way about that. No, it's true.
Where'd
Like
you
Smooth,
start?
actually on Long Island.
Oh, right on. Long
Yeah, and then
Island
I went
girl.
over to Connecticut. Yeah, so like Unwell followed me in my Ford Focus to my first full-time job, and I remember just like blasting that on repeat. So it's cool to finally be able to catch up with you. I can't believe it's been so long and I've never actually done an interview with you before.
Well, it's nice to finally meet you, Wendy.
Oh, same. It's, fast forward a couple years now, it's like things are so different. I asked this to everybody, like, what have you been up to during the pandemic? Like, how have you been handling things? Have you been like super productive or just kind of binge watching things on TV like the rest of us?
It's a little bit of everything. Like we call it the binge and the purge. Like we've been binging on everything on TV and then we've been purging things out of our life. Um, I've been really creative in the writing. You know, I've been writing with a lot of people, working with a lot of young artists and kind of new artists. I made a Christmas record that I'm putting out. I made this song with Carlos Santana. I've been working on new Matchbox stuff. Everything's just been different because it's all been through Zoom.
I know
It's
it's like,
like,
do you remember when we first started with the Zoom stuff? We were like, oh my gosh. And it's like, okay, we're so used to this now. But I mean, do you feel like it kind of inhibits like your creativity in a way, or do you feel like you just work harder to come out with a
yeah, I mean, I
better
think it's
product?
just you just learn to flex it a different muscle. You know what I mean? Like it's still the same thing. You just kind of learn to do it differently. Like I've done a few full corporate shows from here, like right here in my studio. Last night I did a thing to honor Clive Davis on the Richard Wise the quarantine Zoom calls, and I did it from right here. So it's just that interaction that really is hard. Like I did a TV show. It was the first time I've played live music. It was well live, not in front of an audience, but it was with my musicians, with my solo band, and it was the first time in like a year and a half that I'd actually get to play music, and that was a crazy feeling because there were still all these protocols, so I had to leave right after we were done. So like I didn't get the fun. Let's drink a lot of wine and
I
hang and talk
know.
about music kind of fun.
Well, hopefully things will get a little bit better. We'll get to that, but I want to go back a little bit because we talked about Smooth a couple of times. I can't believe it's been 22 years. Like, what the heck?
Crazy. I know.
Um,
You know what's crazier? I'm 3 years younger right now than Carlos was when we first did Smooth.
I know. I saw like a bunch of memes. You remember the movie Now and Then? And it was like, they were reflecting on the 60s. And it's like now that same period of time where the kids of today are now looking at the 90s and it's the same amount of time. Like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I don't even want to talk about that part. But I mean, it's like back in 1999, did you think that like Carlos Santana, like how did that even come together? And then like, how did you stay in touch that long to now make a new song together, which is out now?
Well, when Smooth came out, it was I just wanted to do something with Carlos. I think at the time nobody really expected that kind of success, and I just felt like it was a good opportunity. I would just gotten off the road. I wanted to start writing for some other people. So originally I was just gonna write and not sing it, but then Carlos liked my voice on the demo, so I wound up singing it, and then it became its own thing, and then it had many lives. It was like
Yeah.
a summer jam, and then it was like a parody of itself, and then it became like this classic rock staple, and it kind of made that whole journey. And then after that, there was a lot of opportunities for Carlos and I to do something together, but it just didn't seem, genuine. It just didn't seem, like it seemed like we were going to be trying to recreate Smooth or something.
Right.
So after Smooth, I wrote a bunch of songs for Carlos on his subsequent records. I wrote like a song that Mary J. Blige did, and one that Seal did, and Music Soul Child. And during that time, Carlos and I have just stayed really, really close for the last 22 years. Like, we play together whenever we're in the same town. Our wives make fun of us, and they call each other, that we're each other's boyfriend and girlfriend, because
gosh.
because we just sit and text each other. Like, we'll be up at 2 a.m. texting each other silly stuff. Like, I'm a serial lady killer, and he's like, you're a Fruit Loop. And
so he's basically, is he the guy that you're sending the DMs to with the funny memes? Like, he's your guy?
Yeah. And that's all it is, like just emojis and stupid memes and cats dancing, and we'll do it because we'll sit up. We'll both be on the road, so like we're up late. So we start writing each other to ask how the show went. We sending each other pictures of the crowd. So we stayed really, really close. And then I was writing a song with the guys from American Authors. Right. And when we finished that song, Zach called me and was like, "Oh, by the way, I also had this other track. Let's see if you want to write something to it."
And then I wrote Move, right?
This became Move, yeah. And so then when it was done, I said, "You know what? I'm just going to reach out to Carlos and have him just put some guitar on it." And because we weren't making a record or anything, so we just wanted to kind of do this song and see where it went. And when I called Carlos, he was just finishing his album. And was like,
he's got
honestly,
like a ton of different stars on that one too. Isn't he working
it's
with
a great
Chris
record. Yeah, Chris
Stapleton?
Stapleton's on there. Yeah, it's so good. I've been listening to it a lot now. But he, it turns out that was the one kind of thing he was missing, was a song like Move.
By the way, I don't know if you've noticed, Smooth, Move. Like, it kind of sounds the same.
It's actually kind of unfortunate. It's my least favorite part about the song is that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was cool and clever. I don't know.
We've been calling it Smooth.
Move or Smooth Moves. Smooth Moves. I mean, I love the song. I mean, it is reminiscent of Smooth, and it's just fun. It's got that Latin groove to it. Just like a really good time. But I mean, how do you plan your time? Like, how do you say, okay, I'm going to put aside some time to do the solo stuff. I'm going to put aside some time to like collaborate with other artists for their albums. I'm going to write for these people. And then of course, a little band called Matchbox 20.
Yeah, I mean, it just kind of works. I mean, it depends. If you're talking to the guys in Matchbox right now, they might have a different answer. If I'm out one summer and they're not, it's just, I think it's just about trying to do whatever just feels. I hate using this word because it feels like it's been hijacked by every suburban housewife with a latte in her hand. But like, I just try and find the things that give me joy, and that like when I feel like, okay, right now I've been writing a lot and I need to get those songs out, so it's time to make a solo record. Or I really miss hanging out with the guys in Matchbox, and there's a lot of fans that we haven't seen us for a while. We really need to get out and we need to do something again. So everything just kind of has to feel like it's happened naturally.
So you don't have it on your calendar. You're not that rigid. It's more.
No, I'm not. I mean, I schedule like some writing sessions about a month or so in advance, and that's about the extent of it. I mean, the thing is, for everything that you do that brings something into your life, you're gonna give up something. Like, I love being on the road, but when I'm on the road, there's a lot of time that I've given up over the last 25 years, with my family and my son, and not having as much time with them as I would like. And then, there are a lot of creative decisions and a lot of things I could do business-wise that I've turned my back on because I needed to be home, or I needed to take care of things that were important at that time, and so those things had to go away. So you just don't think too much about it. Like, I'm really excited about all the things that have worked out, and don't think too much about the ones that I didn't get to do.
Yeah. Well, you were talking about being on the road. Thanks to COVID, we had unfortunately had to cancel your 2020 tour with the Wallflowers.
Yeah, and 2021.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh. So 2022 now, I see you're going to be kicking off some dates in May, which brings you to Salt Lake City I think it's June 4th at USANA Amphitheater. And then my love, New York City, you're going to be in New York in July. So what's that like? I think they're all outdoor stadiums. Am I right?
Yeah, mostly. Most of them are, outdoor, like amphitheaters. That's my favorite. Summer tours are the best in the world just because of that, for that reason. It's like, you're a part of somebody's Saturday night, or Wednesday night, but it's bigger than just the show, because people come and you see them and they've got their blankets and they've got their coolers out on the lawn, and it's their night, and you're the MC for their evening.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm always so nosy, obviously, but what's on people's riders? Do you think it's going to change now because of COVID? Are you going to ask for like a gallon of hand sanitizer? Like, what do you guys normally ask for?
I mean, over the years, like when we first started out, we just couldn't believe that if we asked for things, people would give them to us. So we would be like, we would have to have a goldfish at every show, you know what I mean, or something like that.
Oh, no. What about the like take all the M&Ms that the red M&Ms out or whatever?
Right.
Did you ever try
Yeah,
that?
we did that just to make sure people were paying attention.
Oh.
No, over the years, it's really just we know exactly the kind of stuff that we like, and it's pretty normal stuff. You know what I mean? There's like plenty of beer and plenty of wine. The snacks got healthier over the years, you know, as we got older.
We're getting older.
Yeah, there's more
Yeah.
supplements than there used to be.
Yeah, let me tell you, I cannot eat the way I did when I was in my 20s. Forget about it.
Oh, hell no.
But I mean, that's awesome. I'm like looking forward to it because I'm sure that you really missed it, like felt you missed out a little bit just performing for your fans.
Yeah, I mean, one good thing that happened was, I mean, there's a lot of people that have had a lot of suffering over this last year and a half and 2 years. And so my experience with the lockdown isn't really indicative of everyone's, and I'm aware of that. I've been really fortunate to be here at my home with my wife. Like, one of our best friends in the world just had a baby right before COVID in a 1-bedroom apartment in the city. Like that's a hard time to be locked down.
Yeah. And all the people
So I
who lost
realized
their
that I've
jobs
been able to be creative. And so I've kind of been able to kind of think about the person that I am when I'm not having other people watch me. Like I really got time to think about who I am when I'm not touring and when I'm not worried about those kind of things. And I actually got a little more centered. And so I was really thankful for that.
Oh, that's great. It sounds like you really made the most out of it. And I know, like, I feel blessed every day that, I'm able to continue to do what I do. And just like, we kind of just changed everything up. Everything's so different the way we operate. But
yeah, I know. I watched a lot of TV.
What are you watching right now? Can I ask what you're binging?
Well, Ted Lasso.
Same. I love that. We have a new
my
episode
gosh.
tonight.
I
It makes
love
me
Ted
cry
Lasso.
every single episode. I get really, really weepy. I don't know what's wrong with me.
We do too. It's so funny.
Yeah.
And my wife, what's so funny? My wife and I just started 18 years late. We started Grey's Anatomy.
Listen, we did the X-Files, so I'm not judging at all. I think it's nice. I think a lot of people like got their commute back in time, so it's like you could put that towards like a COVID hobby or binge watching a show, whatever sparks joy, as you said before.
Exactly.
But I do want to fast forward a little bit. It's October already. I don't know how, but we have the holidays approaching. You did, I believe, in Santa Claus. Was that last year with Adam Anderson? No, but I heard a rumor that you're doing a whole Christmas album. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, so last year I just sent Abby Anderson this Dolly Parton song and just said, hey, we should cover this sometime. And she sent me back this beautiful piano version of it. And so we recorded it and just put it out with really, without supporting it or doing anything.
Yeah.
And so this summer I spent making a full Christmas album with half originals and half covers. Just songs that I grew up with that I love. Not a lot of traditional Christmas fare. It's more like, 80s Christmas songs and some soul Christmas songs. But it's something I've always wanted to do, and I'm really excited with how it came out. I've got some friends. Brad Paisley is on a track, and Ingrid Michaelson, and BB Winans, gospel legend BB Winans is on there.
Wow. When is that coming out?
I think, you know what? I just got an email. Watch, hold on.
Wow, we got some breaking news here. Look at this.
On 10/22.
That's
October
soon.
22nd.
Oh,
is a
that's
Christmas album release.
amazing.
I'm
I
excited.
cannot wait to listen to that. I feel like
And they just got
especially-
one of the songs just wound up it's going to be in a new Hallmark Christmas movie, which is like the pinnacle of all things Christmas.
Yeah, well, they just announced, I think they do it earlier and earlier. They just announced their whole lineup there. So that's exciting.
Yeah, their countdown to Christmas
Congratulations.
starts on Halloween.
Listen, it's never too early, I guess.
No, we need
But,
it. We need it.
congratulations. I know you're performing this weekend at this GLA Gala, which is a fundraiser for Global Lyme Alliance charity.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Can people still catch that? Because I think they can just stream, right?
Yeah, you can stream it, and it's just I think it's a small donation. They do a lot of really really good things. I think there's a very misunderstood community of people with Lyme and tick-borne diseases, and how devastating it can really be on people's lives and life-threatening in a lot of cases. And so they do a lot of good things to bring awareness. And so my wife and I have always been there to help them if we could.
That's incredible. Well, thank you so much. Good luck. on everything. It's been like such a pleasure talking to you. I think everyone should go stream Move on iHeartRadio right now. Listen for it right here. And again, we can't wait to see you at USANA Amphitheater coming up in a couple of months.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Fingers crossed. Everything stays
Yes,
safe.
fingers crossed. Stay safe. Oh, it's wonderful talking to you.
All right, you too. Be well.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.